guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm happy that you wanted to join me today because today I'm guiding you through my top 10 tips or steps on how to get green or how to start living a zero waste life. Earlier, I think maybe even 6 months ago, something like this, I made a video that's called Zero Waste, How to Get Started, and you guys really seem to like that, so I will just take that even further. Maybe there will be some repetitions of what I'm saying, but I hope you can bear with me. I am making this video primarily because I'm getting a lot of questions always on how you do this and how you do this and that, and a lot of the questions are really basic, so I thought I would make another video just to cover the basics of zero waste and how you get started and how you do everything. So yes, that is what I'm going to do today. I have 10 steps, things, tips, points that I want to make, and you guys stay tuned. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is just a really simple swap. It's the first thing I did. It is trying to eliminate plastic bags from your life. Try bring a canvas bag like this one. This is my best friend, or not this one, I have 10, 20 canvas bags. Try to bring a canvas bag every time you go grocery shopping instead of buying plastic bags, so you can also get those filthy small ones for free. Stop doing that, just stop doing it. I heard people say a million times they want to do this, but it seems hard, and this is probably the easiest step of them all because it only requires you to get one canvas bag and just to break an old habit. This thing with plastic bag, it's an old habit, and you just have to break that and try. If you want to, you can try do something new. It's super easy. I loved it. It took me about a month of getting used to, but now I can't leave my house without my canvas bag. There are also people that saves old plastic bags and then reuses them over and over again. I can see why that's maybe a better idea than buying a new plastic bag. However, when you leave your house with your recycled plastic bag, other people will see you using a plastic bag and you will approve of this behavior because they don't know if you bought it on Tuesday or if you bought it half a year ago, but you will still approve of that behavior and of that industry. So use a canvas bag instead. It lasts you way longer. This is my number one tip, and it's super easy. First one, we're starting out light. My next step is also kind of related to the canvas bag grocery shopping thing. That is trying to avoid supermarkets. It's great if you have a supermarket that has loads of plastic free veggies. I would love that. My local supermarket has some, but not a lot. So that's really great, so you can use that. But anyway, try to explore local shops, local special shops, maybe like cheese shop. If you want to get a plastic free cheese, bring your own container. Try and explore the local farmers market. I know loads of bigger towns has farmers markets. I live in Aalborg and we have 2, I think, although I only visit the one. But anyway, try and visit farmers markets if you have one nearby. That is what I do, and I live in Aalborg in Denmark, and it's so great. It's all year round. Also, you can try green grocers. We have a lot of those here. So instead of just going for the supermarket because that's what you always did, try and look for other places to purchase your groceries. I've really enjoyed coming to both my green grocers and my farmers markets and the butchers if you eat meat, and the cheese shops, places like this that you normally wouldn't go to. Places, smaller places, local places like this will also allow you to bring your own container without so much fuss. Another thing that's also really important in this context, I think, is try and find things in bulk. In Aalborg and in Denmark in general, we have very few places where there are lots of bulk. I know they just opened one shop in Copenhagen that's completely package free. In Northern Jutland and in Aalborg where I live, we don't have that much. We don't have that many opportunities. But I have succeeded in finding a few things, and just find whatever you can and what's close to you. I've found nuts in a bulk, and I've found candies that probably everywhere in Denmark. But try and find stuff. You can always find things if you look the weirdest ways, or you just put on your bulk glasses. Then you can really discover some amazing stuff. Tip number 3 is try and make more stuff from scratch, and try and make more stuff at home. That goes for beauty products and for food and for you know, products in general, like canvas bags or bulk bags, something like this. If you can sew, that's awesome, you do that. If you're interested in making your own makeup, check out some other of my videos, because I have 1,000 recipes for that. You can also try and make more stuff at home, like food products you maybe wanted to buy before. I've made nacho chips, and I've made tortilla wraps, and we've made our own cider. By we, I mean me and my boyfriend, because he's actually the one making the cider, but it's really, really awesome. Try and make all this stuff by yourself. You can also try and make your own jewellery with stuff that you found. That's also pretty neat. But the main point within making more stuff at home is try to stay clear of pre-made food. Things like just ready to heat up lasagna or stuff like this. Stop buying that all together. There's a lot of plastic included. The quality is really, really sucky. Try and make everything from home. One of the easiest things to make is pasta. I've made my own pasta for 3 years now. It's awesome, it's lovely, and it tastes so much better. I can definitely recommend that. Number 4 is one of my personal favorites, and that is something that I have done since I was little child, is try and buy stuff in secondhand stores or in thrift shops or charity stores. That's something that I have always done and I love it, but within my journey of zero waste I stopped buying new things altogether. If there's something I need, I go to the thrift store and if there's something I need, I go to the thrift store, look for it, or another thrift store, another secondhand store, and I try to find it. It can be things for my home or for my kitchen or clothes, something like this, but you can always find stuff that's really, really great condition in your thrift store, in your local secondhand store. In my journey of zero waste, I haven't stepped into a real store in almost a year. And that's crazy for me, because I was really, 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 really the biggest shopaholic that could ever be found. But if I can do it, everyone can do it. And now I buy everything that I need in the thrift shop, and I love it. So go thrifting. The next one is also pretty essential to zero waste, but that is try and skip disposables and replace it with reusables. That's a lot of bowls and fnö. The essential meaning of this is try to avoid everything that can be used once and then thrown out. Try always and see if you can find an alternative that can be either washed or reused in some way. That goes for knives and forks and cups and plates. All things that is food related, because there are a lot of disposable waste there. Instead, try and bring your own fork. I do that when I go to the university. I bring my own fork and I bring my own eco lunchbox, and then I go to the cafeteria and I just get my food in that, and everyone's fine with that, no problem at all. You just have to explain why you do it sometimes, but that's a small price to pay. Also regarding women's hygiene, stop buying tampons and pads, stuff like this, and try and invest in a menstrual cup. I have used mine for half a year and I love it. I was super skeptical, and I know lots of people think it's either gross or it's weird, something like this. I was the queen of menstrual cups are weird. Seriously, I bashed it so many times, but then I tried it and it felt awful. And then I tried it again and it was actually really good. It's a whole other story and journey, and I really recommend it though. I really like it now. So yeah, from disposables to reusables. Another thing that's also really related to zero waste is food waste. So that is my step number 5, is try to eliminate all food waste. When you're making a salad, for instance, there will always be food scraps that didn't go in the salad. Save that in a jar in the fridge. I do that, and whenever I make soup or gravy, sauce, something like this, I take it out a few hours before and I boil it, and I get this really great broth from my food scraps, and use that instead, so that everything is used and everything has a purpose. Also, in terms of food and what you eat, try and incorporate more plant-based dishes into your life. Someone chooses, in the spirit of the environment, to go full vegan, a full vegetarian, and I love that. I think that is awesome. Some people just choose to have a meatless Monday, for instance, or trying to incorporate plant-based dishes into their everyday life on a not so permanent basis. You can do whatever you like. I have around 3 or 4 days a week where I do not eat meat, but sometimes I do eat dairy. But if you're more interested in my food preference and stuff like that, I have a video about veganism and why I choose to do the way I do. Go and watch that. That would really make my day. But the bottom line is, wherever you are in your journey towards zero waste, or you're interested in the greener life, try and incorporate more plant-based dishes into your life, and I think you're good to go whatever you do. Yeah. Next one is something for me was personally pretty hard, but something that once you're out of it, it feels really, really great. It is the need to impulse, or the need to buy something because you just now feels that this is what you want. I was a big impulse shopper, both when it came to food and when it came to fashion, and instead of reacting to your first thought and your first desire, try and think this through. What do you have in your fridge? Maybe you need to finish that before you buy new stuff. Do you really need these pair of boots, or is it just because they look great now in the window? Always think, every time you think you want something, try and rethink, do I need this? Do I want this? Can I afford this? Do I have room for this? Keep rethinking everything, because it is not, and this is something that I personally had a great deal of problems with. But do I need 7 bags? Do I need 10 pairs of jeans? Do I need 20 different shades of lipstick? No, you do not, and I do not need that. So instead of using your money to buy stuff that's not important to you, try and find value elsewhere. And that is where my next point is gliding me slightly into my last point. That is, try to identify false need. We have been taught that through commercials and books and series and films and music that we need stuff, and we need tons of stuff. And try to distance yourself from that whole perspective and that point of view. Do you need 17 cleaning products? Do you need 15 different skin creams? No, you do not. In terms of skin cream, I can tell you I use coconut oil for everything. It works fine with everything. For cleaning products, you do not need 15 different cleaning products. You need vinegar and citrus. It works fine. Hallelujah. I've been taught that this is the product you use for this, and if you use different products, this thing will go wrong, or you will break something, or it will not be clean enough. Stuff like this, and we always hear this, and I keep running into exactly these arguments every time I tell people that I clean with vinegar and citrus peels. They say, but things don't get clean. Oh yes, they do. They do get clean, but we've been taught that we can only clean our houses with stuff we buy in fancy packaging, and that's not true. So yourself to identify what you really need and what you have been taught by habit and commercials that you need, because there's a really huge difference. For me, it has been really liberating to try and distance myself from everything I thought I needed. Is my tips for a greener life, or my tips or steps for the way to a greener life. I hope that you really, really liked this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. You can also leave it telling me your tips about a greener life. I would really, really love to hear that. If you want to see more videos, you can go directly to my channel down there. You can also subscribe, that would make my day. And you can follow me on my blog, GideMary.com, and of course also on Facebook, facebook.com/thepictureofmary, and of course also on Instagram, where I'm also known as Gide Mary, and I'm looking so much forward to seeing you guys next time